Hi guys, Mr. Hescock's back. Gonna start your next lesson in physical science. Let's talk about what we did last time. What is matter? Do you remember some examples of matter that we finished with? All right, well, let's talk about that. So real quick review. Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space, such as your iPad or your desk, but things that don't have mass or take up space would be things like sunlight, your emotions and feelings. We're going to talk about how energy and matter are related and how forces affect matter. At the end of this, I want you to write some sentences on why gravity is a type of force and why it affects matter. What is matter made of? Matter is made of tiny particles called atoms. Matter is made up of only one type of atom. We call that an element. There are 118 elements known today. Some of them are man-made, some of them are naturally found. When more than one type of atom is stuck together with other atoms, it forms a molecule. Matter changes form and moves from place to place. What do you see in this picture? How does it relate to the topic above? Did you say that it's a campfire? Did you say that wood is being converted into fire and heat and light? Does it make a noise? Any of you have ever had a campfire in your backyard, we know that gases are produced. We have smoke. You can smell the smoke. We have carbon dioxide released. Matter can move and rearrange. Atoms are constantly moving and combining with one another. All changes in matter are a result of matter moving and combining in different ways. Matter changes and moves. Water can change from ice to water to steam. It's called the water cycle here on Earth. It's why we get rain or snow or sleet depending on what is going on in the oceans and the climate. You have to look at how particles move to understand how particles and how a matter will react. Oftentimes it can be by the temperature. When water is at room temperature, the particles are free to move around in a liquid state. If I drop that temperature to 0 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees centigrade, it will cause those particles to become locked and solid and now becomes ice. If I increase the temperature of my room temperature water to 100 degrees Celsius, 212 degrees Fahrenheit, those particles will have captured so much energy that they're bouncing so fast they will fly apart, breaking apart into a gas. Steam is water vapor in the form of a gas. Matter is conserved. When ice melts, the amount of water that has melted is also the same as what was started in the ice cube. When you burn that log in your fireplace, the mass of the ashes and the mass of the smoke must be added together. Energy changes from one form to another, but it cannot be created or destroyed. Energy is constantly changing. We, as humans, are burning the energy of our food. Where did that energy come from? That energy came from the sun. Energy is the ability to cause change. As you run in gym class, as you are working on homework or listening to me now, the energy that you're using came from the sun. How did we get it? Plants capture energy of sunlight using carbon dioxide, water, in a process called photosynthesis. We, as animals and humans, eat the energy from the plants, change it to a chemical energy, and then use it. Different types of energy can be in the form of light, heat, sound, and mechanical energy. Chemical energy of fuels is used to run machines such as the school bus or your parents' car. Energy is conserved. There is a law called the law of conservation of energy. Basically, it says that when energy is converted, all of that energy is accounted for, but it's going to be lost in certain other forms. How many of you on a cold day have rubbed your hands together to make them warm? When you rub your hands together, some of the chemical energy in your muscles is converted to kinetic energy as your hands move. Some of that kinetic energy converts to friction as your hands rub together. Friction causes heat. Eventually, a lot of the energy that is converted will be caused to form heat. When we talk about engines in cars, we'll talk about how much of the energy of the gasoline is converted into moving your car. The more energy efficient an appliance is, the more of the beginning energy is converted into the desired output of the car. Big trucks are much less energy efficient than tiny little cars because they are so much bigger and have so much mass that they have to use so much more energy. What is happening to the energy in this picture? The energy that was stored in the chemical bonds of the cellulose in the wood is being released. It is now being changed from chemical energy, a stored type of energy, to light, to heat, and to sound. Did you ever sit by a fire on a cool night and listen to the crackling of the wood? There is sound as it's being released.